Welcome back to I guess it's technically another Q&A, but we were going to record it in one session, but it ended up being two sessions. And I think I'm even wearing the exact same shirt. The stockist from Salt Lake City, like the only place in Salt Lake that carries raw denim and Red Wing boots. Well, there's like some Red Wing stores and stuff. But behind the question mic, we got Daniel Skeen.
Hello.
And definitely put you on the spot. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, to put you on the spot as the closing statement of the video, be like, any last words, Daniel? And you're just like, I don't know. You're leaving the end cap of this whole video to me. So I apologize. So any first words?
I accept your apology.
Thank you. So let's see, what's going on? The Rose Anvil 3, or the Rose Anvil Builds channel is launched. Go check it out, because it's definitely launched already. Go subscribe to it, because YouTube is pretty sneaky when it comes to new channels. They don't let you monetize the channel until you have like 10,000 hours of view time and like a certain amount of subscribers. And so go watch some of those videos. It would help us out a lot, because until we reach that point, YouTube just takes all the money until you reach that point, and then they just give you like a small percentage. Kill teas have probably launched at this point. So the kill teas, we launched kill teas about a year and a half ago, and we've had a bunch of people using them and test them. We took everyone's feedback. We looked at how they aged, how they performed, adjusted the design, and improved it to a point where now we have a full line of kill teas with all the 5 different wallet colors we have in a range of 6-inch, 8-inch, and 10-inch. And we also have them in the no-show kill tees if you want protection without the big fringy thing, without people seeing you have a big kill tee in your boot, or you can go full-on Western fringe kill tee, where we've improved that design. And I actually like the design a lot more now, because what we've done is combined the look of a logger kill tee, where it's like straight across with big saw teeth, with the more classic Packer style kill tee, where it has a lot more of the little saw teeth and it has a little fringe to it. And we combined the two of them to make a really universal, really ruggedy looking Western kill tee. And that's my favorite kill tee. Here's the really cool thing about what we're doing is this business is finally at a point where I can finally start doing the stuff that I love. Because the whole reason we started this is I wanted to make leather goods, and then the YouTube channel popped off, and it's taken up a lot of my time over the last couple years, and we're finally staffed up and grown the business to a point where we're finally getting back to my favorite part, designing products, making cool stuff, and making things that no one's ever made before, or taking concepts to the most extreme and improving stuff that's already existing, like all these different things I just love about product design. And so I appreciate your guys' support of the other side of the business, which is I don't know if it's my favorite part, but it's maybe the part that is most centered to my core reasons of why I started this business, was just to create stuff with my hands and show people what I've created and improve people's lives, or improve products and processes. Just somehow pull things from the ether, manifest them into reality. Manifest is kind of a rough word. Make them into reality. And I don't know, it's just really fun. So I appreciate all you guys' support with that side of the business as well. So now, let's get into the Q&A after I clear my throat. And also let us know if you like these videos, because I love doing these. I love being able to dig into some of the finer details of the channel and what we're doing and why we're doing things. And so let's start with the first question, Daniel, as I get situated comfortably in my Alden Indies. Maybe that's what you should have started off with, Daniel. Is like, what boots are we wearing? So for me, this is stole directly from the Stitch Down podcast. If you guys haven't seen the Stitch Down podcast, it's a really good deep dive into like the boot world, even further than we go. And those guys are so stinking nice. I really get along with Ben and Ticho and their producer. So check out them. We'll put links to their stuff in the description, because we stole this concept directly from them, which is, what are you wearing? I'm wearing these quarter-inch Indies because we might have some indie content coming up soon for the release of the new Indiana Jones video. Or not video, movie. So, what are you wearing, Daniel Skeen? Let's see what kind of abomination you have on.
I got these
Daniel,
8-year-old Vans.
I just want you guys to know that we've given Daniel several pairs of nice footwear. You've got a pair of the Perry White's Mock Toe Selects, Perry Selects.
In burgundy,
and they look sick.
Oh yeah.
And then you also have a pair of Thursday's high tops in russet-ish. It's like a tan color.
Yeah.
Is there any other boots that you've gotten since you've been working here?
Got a pair of Thursday Desperado Desperado.
Oh, right, the cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, Thursday hooked us up, like all of us, with cowboy boots. It was super cool of them. We still want to do like a video cutting apart all their cowboy boots. We just need to convince Thursday to do it. And so we'll try. So that was the longest intro ever. How long has this been? Like 8 minutes of intro.
Yeah.
Oh well. That's what I like about this content though, because it's just more fun to do it this way. So fire away. First question.
YouTube community at Colin. Oh my god.
At Colin Tanner, our
Colin-
sneakerhead consultant.
Yeah.
Shout out to Colin.
It's a secret identity.
His burner account.
Have you ever gotten a cease and desist or similar retaliation from a big brand after revealing the truth about their shoes? Is this something you worry about happening?
So, God, everyone asks like 3-part questions. So, have I ever received a cease and desist letter? Yes, I have. It wasn't for the YouTube channel, but there's, I've always been into entrepreneurship basically since I was a kid. Started off working on the farm, realized how not fun it is to work on a farm, and immediately was trying to find ways to make money outside of the farm. So I've always been involved with it. And there was a point in college where I got a cease and desist letter, and I feel like I was fully justified. And I didn't stop what I was doing, and no legal actions were taken. So in my opinion, I was right. So I haven't received one for the YouTube channel yet, but we have received several strongly worded emails from brands who were not very happy about some of the takes that we had. And there was threats of cease and desist letters, but no official letter has ever been sent.
Is it something you worry about?
It's not. It's something that's on my mind on occasion, because we've seen how Nike will go after smaller creators who make similar silhouettes, actually the exact same silhouette. They just don't have the swoosh on them, or they change them to like a lightning bolt, like I can't remember his name. We'll put his name here, who's recently been in the news because Nike went after him. And I think because we're not infringing on any of their copyright material or their trademarks or their patents or design patents, I don't think they have a legal case for a cease and desist letter. And I'm very, very fortunate that my cousin Thomas is a patent lawyer, and so he's the best consultant ever. Because I'm always like, "Hey, can I have some free consulting?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. I love you, so yeah, I'll give you free consulting." So I worry about it, but not nearly as much as people might assume. It's still scary though, because a lot of creators, they definitely toe the party line. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, like we got to make sure that this is what we want to work with Nike in the future, or we want to work with Adidas, so we don't ever want to say anything bad. You never know, we might end up blowing up and be able to do collabs with these big brands, and I get that appeal, but that's not where we've made our mark on the industry. We've done a really good job of being as honest and ethical and transparent as possible, and because of that, if we betrayed that at any point, people would immediately be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, we thought you were this, and this. So fortunately, we are kind of bound to our own code of ethics, and because of that ends up burning a lot of bridges with a lot of brands. And maybe when this whole thing is said and done, like if I ever retire from this, I'll go through all the brands that we burned bridges with and tell you kind of the stories of like why they refused to work with us, or why they canceled contracts, or why they threatened us in certain ways, because there's some fun stories that I wish I could tell, but I don't think I can tell them yet.
At Nick Cowart 240, can you start reviewing other types of leather products again? Belts, bags, wallets, etc.
We've talked about doing another wallet channel, like a Rose Anvil 4 channel, because wallets were the genesis of the whole business. Because you probably heard this before, but when I started the business in college, I purchased a cheap belt and a cheap wallet combo kit from like Macy's or some department store, and it immediately started falling apart. Like the inside was just full of like recycled paper. It wasn't even leather on top. It was like a fake plastic coating. So I've had issues against fake plastic coating since day one of Rose Anvil. So I bought a hide and made a wallet and a belt from it. And that was some of the very first products I ever made for Rose Anvil was wallets. And I've always really loved the wallet designing process, because when you have very strict parameters and design rules to operate within, it allows you to have a lot more freedom, and it allows you to solve problems a lot more efficiently almost, because you don't have so many options out there. Like, just instead of going and being like, what do I want to make out of leather? Oh, I can make anything out of leather. I could make car seats. I could make laptop holders. I could make Apple Watch cases or whatever, like so many things. But when you have a really strict parameter and even more strict with like the size of cards, the size of cash, and all these other things. Oh, Toaster, welcome to the party. You guys might actually get a cameo in the toast, or maybe not. But yeah, wallets are fun for me to design. I love doing them, and it's a good practice in actual design theory. And I think that's, I really like our wallet designs, and I think we have some of the most unique performing and looking wallets in the entire wallet market. And so I love it. And I don't remember what the question was.
Can you start reviewing other types of leather products again, like belts?
Oh, yeah. And so the reason that we don't is, once again, we're at the whim of YouTube and their algorithm and what they think is going to work. Because the thing that's really hard, I'm going to try to get the toast for you. Hey, come here. The people want to see you.
He's scooping.
Oh, his nails are so freaking sharp. Look at the boy. See, I told you just can't force a cat to be on camera. They have zero interest in looking at cameras. Look at it, boy. And they'll immediately jump off. The other reason that we don't do wallet reviews is because, like I said, YouTube is very strict and they punish you if you don't do exactly what they want. Like if you post a video that doesn't perform well, they will ruin your channel for an extended period of time by reducing the amount of views that you can get per video. And they don't come right out and say it, but you can see clear trend lines on the back end of YouTube. And so unless you're doing exactly what they want, YouTube kind of kills your channel. So for instance, when we're running this business of a small operation of less than 10 people, and we're expecting X amount of ad revenue per month to pay for the employees' wages and to pay for all the editing and stuff, when that immediately gets cut in half just arbitrarily because of either the time of the year or they didn't like the videos you're posting or you got blacklisted for a temporary amount of time because of certain words you said in a historical boot video, all of a sudden the money that you use to pay your employees drops off the face of the earth. And so YouTube is a very finicky and it's a big guessing game. You just never know exactly what YouTube wants from you, and you never know when you're going to literally lose half of the income that you're expecting. So that's why we don't do other reviews, and we keep the channel pretty clean and concise, and that's why we spin off into other channels, because of how much YouTube is very particular about the content that you make for them.
Harazify asks, you cut apart Crocs, but when is it Hey Dudes time to shine?
Funny you bring that up. It's almost like Daniel prepped this knowing that we had a Hey Dudes video coming out soon. But Hey Dudes are huge because I'm from like a pretty rural area in central Utah, but I live in like Salt Lake City, which compared to bigger cities is still a small city, but it's a big city to me. And I never see anybody wearing Hey Dudes in downtown Salt Lake City, but I go home, I go down to Juab County or Utah County, and I see everyone. They got mullets, full-length mullets. They got their Hey Dudes on, the tallest hats ever, like the bedazzled jeans and stuff, and everyone is wearing Hey Dudes. And even like we got back from the bear hunt a week ago, and one of the guys that works or that hunts with my dad, one of my dad's hunting buddies, was wearing a pair of Hey Dudes in the cabin. And I was like, what are those? Why are you wearing them? Give me the full breakdown. He's like, well, they're just about the most comfortable things I've ever had on my feet. And I was like, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. So we'll be doing that soon, first week of July, because they're very interesting. They've had a huge glow up in the last year.
At Ruben74, what are your thoughts on custom-made leather boots or shoes for that matter? Are they worth it?
It depends on what you mean by worth it, because price-wise, if you're just trying to get the utility out of a custom-made boot and the amount of wear, if you're talking about from the value, not the value, but the money spent for what you get, for every dollar you spend on a pair of boots, for the most part, you get better components, you get higher quality materials, you get better construction. So there is a point to which the more money you spend, the better the boot's gonna be, but you're not always gonna see the benefits from those extra dollars you spend. It's kind of a plateauing arc. So it's really, really, really sharp at first. Every dollar you spend gets you way better stuff, and then it starts kind of rounding off. And by the time you get to $500 or $600 price range, you really start to plateau, and those little bit of gains just are for every $100, you're not getting much more out of it. So they are worth it because the money that goes into those is well spent, but you're not always going to get $600 worth of feeling on foot compared to $200 on foot, if that makes sense.
At Shadow41495, what is your favorite color / treatment type for leather for boots?
That's a good question. I think just looking at, let's pull back the curtain a little bit. I've got lots of Cordovan number 8 and lots of light colored boots. I always lean towards the lighter color boots because I don't know. I like, if I'm going to spend that much money on a pair of boots, I want it to be a little bit flashy, a little bit poppy, and a little bit like, not necessarily loud, but like, I want people to notice them, I guess. Because you don't really do it for other people, but like, you're lying to yourself if you're saying that you don't care what people think, because it's literally part of our programming as human beings. So yeah, lighter color boots. I usually like tans and like that tobacco stampede that White's uses. That's a similar color as like Thorogoods, similar color as like the Red Wing Oro Legacy leather. I love a nice like orangey, yellowy color of leather. It shows patina well. It looks cool. It's poppy. You can wear it with like anything. So yeah.
At DJ Sweeney85.
Okay.
What recent trend in boots / sneakers most surprises, excites, or infuriates you?
To be completely honest, the thing that annoys me the most about the entire footwear world is the resale market. It's so annoying. It's the same thing as concerts, the same thing as like anytime any big release happens, all these resellers buy them up immediately, and then you gotta pay twice the price. And like the whole concept is smart. Like, hey, we created a marketplace where you can buy all the old stuff that you can't find, that's rare to find, but it gets exploited and used by people that are only after their own interests, which we all are, but like it's the same thing as like, I love thrift shopping, and there's career thrifters. And I'm like, hey, quit going to the thrift stores and buying up all the good stuff just to resell online. Like, a thrift store is made for people who are either need it or are trying to find really rare and cool stuff. And when you come in and buy all the high quality, valuable stuff just to resell online for astronomical prices, that is a real shitty thing to do. And that's how I feel about the resale market. Like, quit buying up all the cool stuff and let the people who actually want it, let them buy it, because as soon as you jack up the price and throw it on StockX, nobody can afford it. And it's just annoying. I hate that whole resale thing. Like, StockX has sponsored videos, but like, that doesn't mean that I support how their users use their product, you know? Like, I like StockX and all, but like, I hate resellers. It's super dumb. I hate it. So stop buying everything cool. Let us normies buy them.
At Beckadid, are there certain kinds of videos you enjoy watching the way we enjoy watching yours?
Well, I don't know how much it's hard to really, what do you mean by how you enjoy watching my channel? Like, if you're coming at from the perspective of like, oh, I love to tune in every single week to every single video, or every single video you guys release. I really, really like, for like this style of content. Well, if you're looking for like other stuff like this, I'm homies with Stridewise, Trenton and Heath, the Iron Snell, those guys, Beto's Leatherworking. Those guys are all solid dudes, because half the time you just never know behind this what's really going on behind the camera. You know, like sometimes people come off really cool and they're just actually jerks in real life. But all those guys are super solid and they have really fun content. Nick's channel is really good. JK's channel is really good. White's channel, like all these guys have really good stuff. But for non-boot content, so the Squid has some of the best video essays about cars ever. I try to watch all his videos because it's like an inspiration for like, man, I would love for my videos to be that good. And I really like Donut Media. They're another car channel.
What about Family Guy fan edits?
Oh, you know what I do like? I like, there's this very niche of niche content that the algorithm knows me way too well. It's when they do a mashup of like 40K characters with, what's his name? I can't even say his name on the channel. He's like the conspiracy theorist guy.
Alex Jones.
Alex J for the YouTube censorship thing. They mash up like 40K lore with Alex Jones clips, and it's just like the most obscure random humor ever that only like you'd have to be like into 40K to some degree and also like love conspiracy theories and be raised with conspiracy theories and also understand that none of them are true and Alex Jones is completely insane but still like enjoy him to some degree. And so it's like this niche of niche stuff that sometimes I'm just like, how did YouTube know that I would enjoy this video because it's so obscure?